Nigeria enjoys more electricity than many countries in West Africa. Five West Africa countries have topped the energy access status in the ECOWAS region with their population having access to electricity. The ECOWAS Regional Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency, ICRI, says Mahama Kapia, Executive Director ICRI, disclosed this during his presentation at the ongoing ordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament on Monday in Abuja. He said the Cape Verde, Ghana, Senegal, Nigeria, and Cote d'Ivoire were leading in the region, while Gambia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Togo had the least status. According to Mr. Kapia, only 42% of the total ECOWAS population had access to electricity, while only 8% of the rural population had access to electricity. He said that more than 175 million people are without access to electricity services in the region. Adding that more had to be done to improve the statistics. The ICRI director said that about 1.7 million people would benefit from the introduction of the Regional Off-Grid Electrification Project, ROGIP. He said that the estimated budget of the project was $223 million, which was aimed at enhancing electricity assets in West Africa and the Sahel region, standalone solar systems. Kapia said that the project would also benefit solar companies and local entrepreneurs from the ECOWAS, Mauritania, Cameroon, and Chad. The next phase of ROGEP under ICRI leadership is Ghana, Guinea, Nigeria, and Senegal, which are targeted because the countries are the major providers of candidates for immigration. The status of readiness of these countries to host the proposed activities is acceptable given the political institution and technological environment. The implementation will create 1 million jobs, self-employment for youth in the region, enhance various agricultural value chain as fundamental of the West Africa economy. The executive director added that the extension to all ECOWAS countries would follow recommendations by the ECOWAS Parliament. The news agency of Nigeria reports that the mandate of the ICRI is to sustain development and cooperation in the region with the objective of promoting cooperation among member states for the development of a viable regional infrastructure. In particular, it has a specific sub-objective of promoting provision of efficient, reliable, and competitive energy sources to member states through the common exploitation of traditional and alternative energy sources. It also promotes rural access to affordable energy in the region. So guys, as you can see, electricity has been a challenge everywhere in the world, but it seems a lot of countries have been able to find solutions to this. But these issues have not gone in Africa, as a lot of African countries are still struggling with this issue of electricity, particularly Nigeria, that calls themselves giant of Africa. Electricity is not provided everywhere. It is either erratic, not stable, and all of that. It's a huge problem, and I do not know why this electricity cannot even be resolved in Nigeria. Though considering the vast, natural resources, and also the some certain regions that could be divided into solar farm yards, such as the northern part of Nigeria where they have excess sunlight there. I wouldn't know why they cannot come up with all of this, and I don't know why the federal government has to be in charge of electricity. I think states should also have the opportunity to provide, if there should be, if we have to kind of have a system that I believe will work. The state can provide 50 or 60% of electricity. That is states that are viable states that should be made viable, and also states that have the resources to be able to do that. For example, like Lagos State, they have the resources around them, being that they have islands, they have the sea, the ocean is around, and they can make use of this to create electricity for Lagos, and also probably sell to the neighboring states. Ogun State and the rest of the states. And the northern part of Nigeria is the same. Also, there are a lot of ways that this issue of electricity, there are renewable energy that can also be looked into here. They can also tap into all of this. But it seems for a long time, refineries are not working. Steel, Ajakuta Steel is not working. It took someone, a private entity that got money from monopoly from the same system that is not working, to kind of bring this open surface refinery down to Nigeria, and that is Dangote. We don't have any of these things working perfectly. Why? Because if these things work, many of these corrupt politicians will not have opportunity for them to steal anything. So that's why most of these things are not working. The steel is not working. The refineries are not working. They have to export the crude oil out there and all of that. So electricity is the same thing. The system is just not in order. And I wish there will be one government. Rather than, if there is not going to be any restructuring, the country would rather be better to split. But if they are not going to split, there should be restructuring. And like I said, let there be a percentage that the state can generate electricity. Let them give them a percentage to generate electricity too. The authority, the power, ability to generate electricity for themselves. I think that would be a way for this electricity issue to be solved. As the past minister that handled electricity, he later became minister of darkness, as he could not resolve the issue of electricity. Why? Because there are a lot of red tapes. There are a lot of issues surrounding all of this. But I think the best way, like I said, is for these things to be brought down to the state level, divided into tiny portions, so that everybody can be part of this issue of electricity and generation in Nigeria. If you go to some other countries, they don't even have all of these problems. Why? Because they've gone past the issue of, being wicked to their own people. They've gone past that level of electricity being something they take away. Come on, we are talking of a country that has crude oil. Why can't there be abundance electricity? Back in those days, the story is that Nigeria sells electricity or gave electricity to Ghana. Why then? They claim that we have so much population and we cannot provide electricity for everybody, which I believe it's a huge lie. The only problem I see here is that they are not ready to move forward. They are not ready to be productive in any of their policies. They have jaundice policies, a cake mindset, and many of them that even have the opportunity to go abroad, they have children abroad, some of them schooled abroad. They are part of the system and they want to make sure that electricity is not provided so that people can remain poor, so that they can keep stealing and looting. That is what it is for now. If you are an electrical engineer and you have ideas on how you think electricity issues can be resolved in Nigeria, drop your comment in the section below. And while you're at that, if you're not a member of this channel, simply tap on the subscription button. Let us grow this channel together. And for those who are a member of this channel, I say a very big thank you for the support. And the red notification icon bell will simply alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.